Hey guys, I just got word off the Zero Hedge. This came out about an hour and a half ago. I thought it was getting better in Canada. It's not. The police are starting to move on them. Check it out. Canadian police arrived to remove Freedom Convoy protesters from Ambassador Bridge. Following Friday's state of emergency declaration in Ontario, which empowered police to finally clear the protesters blocking the Ambassador Bridge, of course, the Canadian government could have just rolled back the COVID-19 restrictions that inspired the protest in the beginning. I haven't heard one of them mention that. It's like 90% of the population, so they say, has already taken it, and they still are trying to force it down the fringe's neck. You know, this small little group of people that are raising so much hell about it. Canadian police have moved in early Saturday to start making arrests and breaking the protest. Protesters at the busiest land crossing between the U.S. and Canada staunchly remained overnight despite the threats of violence from the Canadian government. The blockade has forced automakers into the U.S. to shutter production due to shortages of parts. This is growing pains. This is the price you have to pay for freedom. It's not easy. Ask our troops. While some have been forced to fly parts over the border. A city bus and school bus with the police arrived on the scene Saturday morning, and officers got in formation to start clearing the protesters. If y'all have any information on this, send it to me. I'll read it out on loud. Put hashtag community, and I'll read it right here. Make it short and sweet and truthful. A city bus at school bus arrived at the scene Saturday morning, and police moved in formation towards them, but the protesters remained defiant. Windsor police immediately warned that anybody blocking the streets could be subject to arrest and their vehicles could be seized. The news has met earlier with defiance by protesters. At the Ambassador Bridge, an undefined person grabbed a microphone and addressed the crowd, asking if they wanted to stay or leave when the deadline rolled around. By a show of applause, it was agreed they would stay. He said, "Okay," the man said. "Let's stand tall." The protesters responded by singing the Canadian national anthem. That is so awesome. Using a megaphone, one of the protesters alerted the others that the police were coming for the demonstrators. Video of the situation quickly made its way online, courtesy of Jack Polspick. Meanwhile, the police tweeted the following message: "The Windsor Police and its policing partners have commenced enforcement at and near the Ambassador Bridge. We urge all demonstrators to act lawfully and peacefully. Commuters are still being asked to avoid the areas affected by the demonstration at this time." I want you to look at this tweet. Dr. Julie Ponesi. Justin Trudeau's 2021 deal with Pfizer, 35 million boosters in 2022 and 30 million in 2023, and the option to extend vaccine delivery until 24 up to 120 million doses means that he must keep the mandates on pain of breaking the contract or wasting funds. This isn't a fight he'll give up easy. This is nuts. You are a worm, Justin Trudeau. And now I want you to look at this chart. The most heavily vaxxed people on earth are Canadians. I had no idea. I'm going to be rolling footage that I find I'm able to punch through from the U.S. For some reason, a lot of Canadian people that are posting stuff, it's getting taken down, and I'm able to get through in some places because I'm having people tell me, "Whoa, I haven't seen this. How have I not seen this?" So hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going to try to keep it coming. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to keep going with this. A judge on Friday ordered the protesters to clear the bridge, but an injunction issued by Chief Police Justice Godfrey Marowitz of Ontario's Superior Court gave them until 1900 Eastern Time on Friday to clear out. But the deadline came and went without a movement by the protesters on Friday. Ontario Premier Doug Ford declared a state of emergency in the province that will allow his cabinet to impose $100,000 fines and up to a year in jail as punishments against anybody blocking roads, bridges, and other infrastructures. As we have pointed out before, the Freedom Convoy protests in Canada have spread to three distinct border areas. As a reminder, Canada sends 75% of its exports to the U.S., and the bridge usually handles 8,000 trucks a day, representing a quarter of all cross-border trade, or about 500 million Canadian per day. About 100 million worth of auto parts cross-border each day. But trade isn't the only factor. Trudeau has ulterior motives for wanting to crush protesters and keep the mandates in place. Just like we talked in that tweet, this is ridiculous. I've got some more footage. I'll put it right here, link to it right here, or maybe it's over here, to a Canadian police officer, retired, and he's got a 4-minute talk that's really moving. I hope y'all have an awesome day. I'll see you later. I forgot to tear my communist Carhartt tag off. Oh, I'm going to rip a hole in it. Thanks for watching, guys.